I don't have a good date for that.
Yeah.
I'll get that for you. Okay. So ready to go? Going?
Going.
So, young, handsome, tall fella comes to Middletown. I think he stirred quite a stir with the local ladies. I think there are a few broken hearts. One of them was eventually was my first grade teacher in Calistoga, and I didn't get real good grades the first semester. So I think there was some lingering resentment when he went for Ski Juanita Lundquist.
Oh, that's what Ski's name was.
Lundquist, and
Okay.
you if you look at the archives in the Methodist Church, Levi Lundquist was a very prominent figure in the Methodist Church,
Right.
in the history of the
Middletown.
Church. I don't really know too much about him, but the Rabbit Hill property was in the Lundquist family.
Oh, okay.
So that's how that came about. And Hugo and Juanita, or Huck and Ski, as everyone called them around here, except for my grandmother and people in our family. Hugo and Juanita lived, I believe, in Palo Alto, San Mateo County for sure. With their only daughter was Joan, Joan Heyman, married to someone named Dole. And briefly, and that marriage didn't work out. And, she was a Stanford graduate. She was a writer for the New Yorker. And at some point when things weren't working out, she missed the incredibly friendly upbringing with Hugo and Juanita was just wonderful, warm, everything. Aunt Juanita could make everything interesting. They just found the best in everything. And
Well, they did a book that is not copywritten, and Nina was going to suggest that we reissue it as a
okay.
fundraiser for the museum.
is that the one on the
Wildflowers?
Oh, I didn't know about that. I know there are a couple of manuscripts that she left with my mom when she passed away, and they got one copy, but one was published, but I don't think. Yeah, I know there was a big effort when she passed away to get things copied, and we'll get to that part eventually. But, so Hugo and Juanita were in San Mateo County for a number of years. Hugo was a successful plumber.
Oh, okay.
He had a successful business. At some point, I believe that he discovered a heart condition and retired, I believe, fairly young. And I think they took off in a trailer, traveled around the country until they ran out of money, and came back to Rabbit Hill. Parked the trailer on top of Rabbit Hill and settled down there, made a shelter.
Yeah, because it's a
rock
unique home that was up there.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was very unique. I wish I had pictures of it. So I think they slept outside almost every night of the year unless it was freezing or raining. And then they slept in this tiny trailer. That was their home. And at some point, Joan moved back after things didn't, pan out the way she wanted in New York. I don't have dates for this. So I'd have to. My mom could get.
We had a photo of her when she worked for the forestry.
Oh, okay, great. That would be really good. So she worked for the forestry, and I remember she had a Volkswagen Beetle, and. When she died sometime around 1966, 67, yeah,
66.
obviously I was only 6 or 7 years old. They didn't tell me that she was murdered. So I just assumed that she'd had an accident in the Beetle. And that's the way my parents said we would leave it that way. We explain things to Wayne until he's older. And so after that, Hugo and Juanita donated their land to the Audubon Society with the idea that it would be a preserve for bird watching when they passed on. They hoped the Audubon Society would take it up, put a caretaker up there, and didn't really pan out. It just kind of fell into disrepair until the Land Trust took it over several years ago. And So I'm happy to see that there's a plaque right about where Hugo's workshop was on Rabbit Hill. It's there to this day, survived the fire and everything. That, it's,
Well, I remember seeing a plaque dedicated to Joan, but someone said that one is gone.
okay, but the one dedicated to Hugo, I think,
Is
is
still there?
I think there was
Okay.
the sign at the front that was dedicated to Joan. I would imagine that probably burned in the fire.
Well, they said you could see where it used to be.
Okay. I think that's at the entrance, but I don't know. My mom would probably know more about that than you would.
They allowed us to do Easter sunrise services up there
Oh,
on several
Great,
occasions.
yeah, what a beautiful
It was a
place, yeah.
glorious spot.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually was.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing was that Aunt Juanita had a good view of the whole area from up there. And I remember every time the fire siren would go off at the Division of Forestry, within a minute we'd get a call from Aunt Juanita telling my grandmother which way the engines went out, and if there was smoke, it was out
Yeah.
which way, and so my grandmother knew what was going on.
And I met several kids who are now in their 40s and 50s who were taught, they made shepherd's pipes.
Right.
And were taught to play. And actually one Easter sunrise, they came up and played. And this was after she
go.
had died. Yes,
That was
yes,
one of them.
yes.
That was my first
Wow.
music lesson.
Oh, my
When's
goodness.
that? Probably about 1964.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
So.
Okay,
she
hang
worked-
on.